Do you want me to mark this for the beer crack? Or are you good?
Yeah, go ahead and mark her.
Oh, throw a little marker in there. Marker, I barely know her. This is a Mean Duck from Axeman, my favorite beer.
That does look angry.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness the world's #1 wrestling podcast. Let me pod to you. Yeah.
Interesting.
Support your local brewery, people.
Do that.
Welcome to Let Me Pod to You. I'm Jacob. You can block me on Twitter at WeHateJacob if anyone's still there. I'm with my co-host Demetri. You can find him on Twitter at Demetri Talks, and I think the same on Threads.
Yeah, buddy, I'm on Threads now, dog.
Yeah, they need to fix some shit before I move over there. I'm gonna go down with this sinking ship that is Twitter, but there is a life raft in Threads. Mm-hmm. Our format, Demetri's top of the mid, headlines, stock rising, stock falling. These can be specific wrestlers, storylines, whatever to kick off a conversation. Demetri, top of the mid 5 weeks in a row?
Yeah, we gotta give extreme hats off here to Maxine. Specifically, I want to give it to Maxine this week, not the whole group. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Because, man, Maxine, I mean, we've always liked Maxine, but dude, to see her just get the pop that she got for just two simple, like, little just moves, and then the suplex, and then everybody go crazy, like, that made me feel good. And I love this, like, this mid-card comedy act that we got going on. And I love that, the whole little dynamic with her learning from Master Gable, the
Master, Chad Gable, with my #1 guy.
Yo, I love this content. It's great. So shout out to Maxine of, wow, I almost said the Street
Alpha Academy.
I almost said the Street Profits. They are definitely not the Street Profits.
No.
Of the Alpha Academy, man.
They'd be like the Suburb Prophets.
The Suburb Prophets. Yep. They're the Suburb Prophets. They know what's going on in the subs.
Yeah. Maxine in the ring was a little bit like, if you're playing, WWE 2K and you start spamming moves, it's like, I remember the button for arm drag. So you're just like, arm drag, arm drag, arm drag.
Get it done.
Triangle suplex. But she tried to hit the worm, not as smooth as Otis, so she's gonna have to,
Oh yeah, her
get
like twitching out
gym.
was hilarious. Yo. I was like, what is she actually doing?
It was very good though. You know what? So slight change in top of the mid, but it's still essentially the trophy's still staying with the Alpha Academy. Yep. And when we send the letter to Master Gable, I'm sure he's gonna send back, oh, thank you. So, and staying kind of on top of the mid, what's your headline?
Yeah. So I just want to give a quick shout out and congrats to a top of the mid graduate. I want to say congratulations to Dom, Dirty Dom. Congratulations, you've made it. You main evented Raw, even though it. Yes, beautiful. We got some automated claps in there. I love it. Yeah, man, you main evented Raw. It was a beautiful scene. I've been thinking about this for weeks. I've been thinking about what I would say whenever one of my proud mid graduates just goes to the main event of any show, and I can just look at it like a proud father. You know what I mean? And
sure.
And I'm just so proud of Dom right now, man. He finally made it. He's in the main event. And like I said, I know it's not exactly just because, it's not like just him in the storyline. It's his group as a whole. Their whole little entanglement has got him there. But either way, a couple years ago, I would have never, ever, 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 ever imagined Dom main eventing Raw for any reason other than maybe being a tag team partner with Ray, where Ray's in some sort of feud. That's the only way I would have seen it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have liked it.
Right.
I wouldn't have been happy about it. But this, I'm happy about it. So congratulations, man.
I mean, that's two very good matches for Dom in a row. Mm-hmm. As well. You got...
He's
eating. He's eating. He's drinking. He has some dessert.
He is eating.
That's Rhea, by the way. Yeah, he got a match with Cody Rhodes at a pay-per-view, and then main evented Raw with Seth Rollins the night after.
Ballin', man. It's
all
crazy.
Right.
And, I wanted to say about Dom, a lot of people have already said it, and obviously he plays into it a bit, but I really love the slimy heel, like Eddie Guerrero style heel that he's becoming. It just fits so well to be like, I don't know. He like does this thing where he like talks a big game. You know, he's Dirty Dom. He'd been in a clink, man. He knows what's up. But at the same time, whenever shit goes down, he's quick to run behind mommy. And that shit just, it's perfect, man. It fits great. I love it.
So I liked him having a promo segment with Seth too, because Seth knows his crowd, what exactly they're going to do. Yes. They're going to sing his song. And like, as soon as Seth picks up the mic, shh, everyone shuts up. But then like Dom starts to talk, gets booed off the mic, and Seth goes, wait, I can't hear him. And, you know, like, come on, do it again. And then they do it again, and he just gets his little cackle in.
It's the perfect dynamic because they're like polar opposites. The crowd always cheers really hard for Rollins, and then they boo extremely for Dom. Perfect.
Yeah, I think we're going to have kind of another heel face conversation soon about like what WWE is trying to do with different people and different characters and what their crowd reactions are, because I think we're starting to get to this point where there's a couple people who their faces to the crowd but heels in writing, and I think WWE is going to have to at some point make that switch for a couple people. Yeah. That might be a conversation for another day. Seth Rollins is someone that makes me think of that, because I think they kind of think of him as somewhat of he's like a tweener, leaning face, but he's like so over as a face right now. Yeah,
big agree. It's kind of like a weird thing where, like, you know, you don't think of him as being clean necessarily, but at the same time, the people love him. So
yeah, when he first got this belt, you and I had a conversation about Seth Rollins. What's he going to do with it? And this is not what I thought he was going to do with it. Putting the belt on the line every week. I thought he was going to get that shit and be like, it is mine. You're going to have to do everything and anything to get me to wrestle for the belt. But instead, he's like, yeah, I can beat anybody. And so far he has.
Ballin'.
My headline is just going to be, let's talk a little bit more about Money in the Bank. How would you, like, school letter grade? What would you give it?
I give it a B+.
We've just been bonded, like, same page.
That's exactly
lately.
What you were going to say?
That's exactly what I was going to say. I almost put it, like, my grade in the rundown, and then I was like, no, let's see what happens. B+ is right where I think it was, because I don't think it was a perfect show, but I thought it was a really good show. I was really into most of what went down. I think the order of the card was really good too. You know, having the men's Money in the Bank ladder match kicking things off, I think is always a smart move, especially when you have people that could get some pressure on them later in that card. And then also holding the women's ladder match later to make that more of a spectacle. And I think everybody showed out.
Yeah, I big agree. If I were to choose, I'm always partial to the women's matches because I think they're so talented, and everybody in there was like such a believable person to have won.
Really good spots. Good spots in that match.
Really good spots the whole entire match. Io Sky was amazing the entire match, so I'm really happy to see her get the W. But yeah, whole card, whole way down. I enjoyed most of it. Like you said, wasn't perfect. But I think I'm happy with all the outcomes, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so. It kind of went almost as expected a little bit, which is part of why my grade wasn't an A. You know, like last week we were talking about the Bloodline Civil War, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment, but, you know, kind of went one of the ways we predicted it to go. We knew Seth Rollins wasn't going to lose to Finn Balor.
Right.
That storyline's got more, especially after Damian Priest won the briefcase. I knew it wasn't on. Women's ladder match. During the match, I thought it was going to be either Bayley or Becky. And so that the way that they ended that with the handcuff spot, taking something that Zoe and Trish started, EOC's grabs, and then just hooks those two together through the ladder so they can't climb any further, and then climbing over Bayley to grab the briefcase. So good.
Yeah, it was an incredible finish. I was like, yes!
Happy, man. It was really good. I really enjoyed that. And I think there's a lot of interesting stuff that we're going to get out of that finish too, starting on SmackDown this week. Because did you see any of the stuff from the press conference afterwards?
Only a few clips here and there from Twitter, but I didn't actually watch it.
So I didn't watch it either, but I saw some stuff from it. One of the big standout things from it was Bailey joined EO at the press conference and was like, just like we said, Damage Control bringing the briefcase home. And she's holding the briefcase and popping it up, like acting like she won it, like doing some like, yeah, we won it. And EO's kind of looking at her like, you didn't win anything. So I think there's going to be some more stuff that goes on there, kind of, seeing what happens next. I think we're probably going to get Shotzi and Bailey. I guess Shotzi probably taking a shot at Bailey on Friday after the haircut last week. But
yikes.
Cody Dominic being like, taking like one bump and being like, nah, this ain't for me, dog. I'm out of here. And Cody running and grabbing him and throwing him back in the ring. And yeah, I think we're going to cover pretty much everything else. So yeah, I'm really happy with the card. It was a really good show. I love Money in the Bank. Like, since I got back into wrestling, Money in the Bank I think has been my favorite pay-per-view all 3 times that I've seen it. It's just so fun.
It slaps.
Yeah, so I'm pretty pleased.
Hallelujah.
And now moving on to the main event of the podcast, Bloodline Cinematic Universe. Breaking news, Roman Reigns got pinned by Jey Uso. I called that shit.
You called it. I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think we were actually going to get it, but I'm happy that we fucking did.
I was losing my mind.
What a match.
Jey kicking out and hitting Roman in the yam bags.
In the balls.
I was yelling for the ref to disqualify him.
You see that's what happened in their previous match too? Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool little throwback. I didn't realize it right away until I saw it later.
And then, to add insult to injury, Roman got banned on TikTok this week.
That was funny. Yeah. He posted a TikTok afterwards about it. I just saw today where it was like a video of him at like a press conference and he was like, y'all stupid, huh? Or something like that. It was funny.
I've not seen that, but that sounds pretty good.
Yep.
And yeah, so we're moving on to Friday at Madison Square Garden, so it's going to be a big banger of a show.
Damn right.
And the Usos will allegedly be putting Roman on tribal court.
Mm-hmm. It's a big deal. Don't let the new social media distract you from the fact that Roman's got court tomorrow, y'all. Or if you're hearing this tomorrow, today.
Depends on how quickly you edit.
Yep.
Do you want to spend time with your wife or do you want to edit a podcast tonight? He wants to edit a podcast. So I have no idea what tribal court will entail. I've seen some good videos on the interwebs this week as well of, this is the moment that Solo Sikoa lost faith in Roman. And it's after, the Usos kicked out and Roman's sitting there like, and Solo's just looking at him like, dog, we got a match to win. We got to keep pounding on these boys. Like, what do you, the fuck? So I think we might start seeing some more friction between the Roman and Solo side of things. I also saw another tweet. I want to say it was from Public Enemies, saying, yeah, so Solo's going to steal Paul Heyman from Roman, huh?
That dude, he would be a great Paul Heyman guy. That makes sense.
Can't talk, but can do a lot of damage.
That's a great Paul Heyman guy. I've never even thought about that, but that's a good idea.
I believe that was from the Public Enemies podcast.
If it's y'all, shout out to y'all. That's good. That's good shit.
But yeah, what do you think of Tribal Court? Do you think it's going to lead to Roman Jey at SummerSlam?
Yeah, I think Roman Jey at SummerSlam makes the most sense. That's also what I've seen hinted online. But yeah, it would make a lot of sense for that to go on a SummerSlam. I wanted to continue. Here we go. I wanted to continue going past SummerSlam too. Through the rest of the year, just because I think Jey is great in that main event scene, and I don't want that kind of feud to die down. I think it's something that should go on for a while because family stuff.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's going to be Roman J at SummerSlam for the title, which will be Roman's first title defense since WrestleMania.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, that would make so much sense.
He has... Oh, wait. No, Elimination Chamber was before WrestleMania. Yeah. It'll be his first title defense since WrestleMania.
That's brazy.
Mm-hmm. Stock going up?
Stock's going up. Oh, shit. This is what I'm excited about. Okay.
3, 2, 1, Claymore!
Yes, sir. My boy Drew is back. Y'all know how I feel about Drew McIntyre. I love Drew McIntyre. He's a goddamn Scottish psychopath. What? You never heard of Scottish psychopath before?
Is that a nickname of his?
Yeah, that's a nickname of his. The Scottish psychopath. Pretty badass, yeah?
Sure.
I
I'd associate that more with Nikki Cross right now, but...
fair enough. But, nah, man, I always liked Drew McIntyre. That was a complete surprise for me. I didn't see any hints online or anything. I had just saw it, heard his music drop, and dude, I was fucking psyched. Absolutely psyched. That being said, I think that him and the Ring General Gunther fighting is a great match, first of all. They both
great at WrestleMania.
Yes, they both have such a great style. It goes so well together. So I think that if they continue down this road and Drew McIntyre and Gunther just continue feuding, I think the one person to take the title off of Gunther that would make sense in my eyes is Drew McIntyre. Now, I don't think one thing I looked here before the show is that record that Gunther's trying to break, which is the Honky Tonk Man having the title for 454 days, it looks like. Looks like Gunther's at 389, which means that by SummerSlam, he would not have broken the record yet. So, by that logic...
We've got about 2 more months for him to break the record.
Yeah, so by that logic, I don't think that he's actually going to lose at SummerSlam if he puts up his title at SummerSlam. But afterwards, after he breaks that record, I think it would be wise to have Drew be the one to actually take the title off him, maybe in a rematch or something. I say that because Drew is just, in my eyes, a very believable competitor. He's competed on the main event scene. He's got like that credibility, at least in my eyes. And like, he just seems like the real deal. He's the only person that Gunther's faced recently that I feel like has a legitimate possibility to actually dethrone him. So I would love to see it happen. How about yourself?
We talked about this a couple weeks ago too, I believe, and I think it would be good. I'm just doing some quick maths real quick. Yeah, SummerSlam is 31 days away, and then Payback is going to be September 2nd.
Oh shit, we're doing the math live on air.
That's 58 days.
Oh wow.
So the next 2 pay-per-views, you know, they could do it, and it could be a storyline thing where they have Drew be like, I'm not going to let you be the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion because you don't deserve it.
Uh-huh.
You've demanded respect, but you haven't earned respect, you know, kind of thing.
I love Drew McIntyre, dude.
I've always said, I've been very consistent on Drew McIntyre. I think he is a sensational challenger. I think you can write a really good storyline of him challenging. I think he's very believable in whatever he does, but I don't know if I love Drew McIntyre with a belt. I think he kind of runs out of steam at that point.
You need some milk.
No.
Yep, you need some milk, bro.
Can't process it.
You need milk, goddammit.
So I do think that Drew would be a very smart person to pick to take the Intercontinental belt from Gunther, and part of that could also be to move Gunther into a main event scene, because Gunther's shown like he should be higher up the card. Like he's at the Intercontinental, and the Intercontinental belt is like as high as you can get that belt to be, and Gunther I would not be surprised as we move into next year. He had the longest time in the Royal Rumble last year, I believe. And I could see him being in like the Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight Championship, something like that. Like I could see very, very clearly happening.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Here's my fear. You want to hear my fear?
Oh, I want to hear your fear.
Monday Night Raw, Drew made the save for Matt Riddle. And then they were chumming it up, going to get some pints.
Yeah.
My fear is Drew loses at SummerSlam and they pop him with Riddle as an odd couple tag team because it worked for Riddle with Randy.
Damn it.
And maybe it'll work with Riddle with Drew. And I really don't have any appetite for that at all.
I don't either. And I've seen, not just us, we've been very vocal against Riddle for quite some time now. I've seen the sort of internet wrestling community seem to turn their backs a bit on Riddle as well. It doesn't seem to be landing the same as it was. I think he needs a little bit of a switch up.
And I'm sticking with my theory that Randy was carrying that liking of Riddle.
Absolutely.
Because it was such a big odd couple difference between them that it made it that work. But Riddle on his own is just like, oh my God, I don't want to listen to this guy say another fucking word.
Yeah, it's like, this is unbearable. Please.
Anyway, this is stocks rising, so we're gonna start getting positive again, and stock going up once again for our boy L.A. Knight. Yeah, the men's ladder match went crazy, and I jumped out of my seat, jumping up and down. They had the camera shot, you know what I'm talking about, where it's straight on top of the ladder. Guys up there, you're like, he's gonna get it. He's actually gonna get it. It's not a wide shot. There's no one coming. And then fucking Damian Priest has to come up and choke slam him down. LA Knight is getting a belt soon. It's happening. Triple H said in the press conference something about, yeah. I know y'all wanted him to have the briefcase. We've got other plans for him. Gotta be patient. Mm-hmm. It's on its way. I thought that was going to lead to an LA Knight Logan Paul program for SummerSlam. Seems like that's going to be... Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, big beer. Logan Paul and Rick O'Shea instead.
Yep.
After they had their backstage fight. And there's some rumors from the dark matches that were going on the WWE's tour of the UK that for most of those dark matches, it was LA Knight with Sheamus and Austin Theory for I say in quotes, U.S. title. Mm. Now, the U.S. title is up for grabs at Madison Square Garden on SmackDown tonight, whenever you listen to it, depending on when Demetri edits the podcast. And I could see Sheamus taking it at this event. The numbers balance out because we've got Austin Theory's kind of got Pretty Deadly hanging around them. Sheamus has got his Brutes. And maybe Sheamus takes it off Austin Theory. LA Knight comes out and says, yeah, I want that belt. Yeah. And starts working on something with Sheamus towards SummerSlam. Or Theory retains and LA Knight comes out and says, yeah, I'm next. And they start a program going to SummerSlam. We know LA Knight can carry a program. He had to do it with Bray Wyatt and Austin Theory at this point. I'm not sure the guy can talk. So what do you think?
There's some compelling ideas. I think it would make the most sense, at least in my eyes, for it to be Theory, LA Knight. That way, just give Theory one last chance to kind of prove himself against somebody. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it seems like they want him to prove himself. He just haven't done it. They gave him like opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. This seems like it's kind of a last chance. I've heard a lot of rumors just that they're not happy with the title reign, which I don't blame them because it hasn't been good. So yeah, I think LA Knight versus Theory would make some sense. And then obviously, like you said, LA Knight can carry a program. So at least if you know if LA Knight's in it, it can be moderately interesting. Same way John Cena made the Austin Theory, John Cena thing a bit interesting by bringing in some of that real life conflict they had there where he said he didn't believe anything he says, which is how we feel. And that made it somewhat interesting.
And you'd also have a very strong, like, babyface heel.
Yes.
component of that too. Like, LA Knight is so over, and everybody hates Austin Theory.
Exactly. And I think that works extremely well for LA Knight. That's why I really thought it was going to work with Logan Paul, because people love to boo Logan Paul. But LA Knight versus Austin Theory, I mean, nobody really roots for Austin Theory, so that's going to be lopsided for sure. And if LA Knight can win that title, man, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That'll be great for the U.S. title, great for the WWE, great for the fans. That would be exciting. So I'm here for that. I'm rooting for that one.
And I could also see LA Knight being somewhat of a fighting champion with the belt too. Like, I could see him putting it up week in, week out on SmackDown. People want to see him on TV anyway.
Yep.
So if he has a belt, there's your excuse to put him in.
Exactly.
No one wants to see Austin Theory, which is why he's never on TV. So
it's really hurt the title. Like,
yeah,
we could have a great U.S. title, like we have Gunther with the Intercontinental, but we just, like, it's just been so, it's just so secondary, such a second thought. Like, I don't even think about the U.S. title.
Who has the longest U.S. title reign?
This man's looking up some statistics.
Oh,
It's probably really long, ain't it?
It's pretty long.
How long?
It looks like.
And who the hell is it? It's
so
some,
many
like,
ads.
old wrestler.
Yeah, who do you think? If you had to put a guess out, the top three are insane. Actually,
All right, so, like, give me, like, a time period.
The late 80s.
Oh shit, bro! I got no
That's
idea. The
number
only person I could guess is, like, Hulk Hogan. I don't know.
No, Lex Luger.
Lex Luger. I know who that is. Surprisingly.
523 days.
Huh. Wow.
Number 2, Rick Rude.
Oh, cool.
378 days, so just over a year.
Yeah.
Number 3, Dean Ambrose.
Wow.
351. He got it at Extreme Rules in May 2013, defeating Kofi.
That's actually surprising. I didn't realize he had such a long reign.
Oh, okay. So the reason he had it for so long is that was like peak Shield period.
Yeah.
And so he wasn't defending the belt very often. He was mostly in tag and trios matches with the Shield. Lost it in a 20-man battle royale set up by the Authority to Sheamus.
That's crazy.
And then number 4, this is also pretty interesting, is MVP.
I love MVP. Yeah, the SmackDown days were great.
Oh, that's actually really cool. He won it off Chris Benoit at Judgment Day in a best of 3 falls, which that is very cool.
I used to love MVP, man.
You know what? I was actually we're way off on a tangent. I was actually just thinking about MVP today because I saw someone rethread an Omos thread about where my Omos Sapiens at.
Oh yeah, that was me.
We haven't seen. Oh, it was you. Jesus Christ! I haven't seen Omos in a while. Haven't seen MVP in a while. Haven't seen Bobby Lashley in a while. Like, where are these guys? Where are they?
I don't know. Yeah, they were. Bobby is advertised for the SmackDown I'm going to in a week, so we'll see if he actually shows up.
Is that soon?
Yeah.
Oh damn!
Next week.
You know what you should give us?
What's up?
You should give us your instant reaction at when you leave. Like, do like a quick like phone notes record kind of deal.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
Do a little some.
Yeah. For our listeners who love us. Anyway, back to the ladder match. Sorry, went off a tangent.
That was beautiful.
What do you think of the men's ladder match overall?
I kind of floated in and out of interest in that one. There was a couple good spots, but if I were to give it a grade, I'd probably give it like a B. It was good, but
I would actually give it slightly lower, B- probably for me. To me, that match was the Logan Paul show. Yeah. It was less about the actual wrestlers in the ring and more about Logan Paul. And if you what spots stick out in your mind?
The Logan Paul spot with Ricochet.
Yep, the Logan Paul with Ricochet.
Literally that, and the only other thing that comes to mind is just literally the end of the match. That's it.
So the only other spot that sticks for me is the Logan Paul splash off the apron onto Damian Priest on a ladder.
Oh, yep.
So it basically was Logan Paul just spot chucking the whole time for me. So, I didn't love that because I don't really like him. And I think really the only people who came out of the men's ladder match looking good was LA Knight and Damian Priest.
Yeah, and Ricochet, what a great job of saving that one spot. That was fucking crazy. But,
I know, right?
Jesus Christ.
People are going to think back on this Money in the Bank and not even remember that Shinsuke, Butch, and Santos Escobar were in it.
That's facts. That's 100% facts.
Yeah, so it was not the best, but hey, we go on. And the last thing on this one, and we'll move on here. We've been on this one for a while. Damian Priest is definitely going for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to be like, I'm challenging Roman. I don't see it. Hell no.
He's already got some beef with Seth. He wants that belt.
It makes sense.
It does. It does. Anyway, all right. What's going on next?
Let's see. So this is another one. We've talked about Grayson Waller before, but I was just watching Money in the Bank, and it kind of clicked for me when he was having that little spat with John Cena there, where they were going back and forth, and the crowd really didn't want him to talk. They were brutal. But Grayson Waller's fucking good, man. He kept it rocking. He stayed smooth. He stayed confident. He kept delivering his promo. He didn't give a shit what the crowd said. So with all that being said, seeing that little back and forth between him and John Cena, it made me think like, wow, Grayson Waller would have done such a better job with a match of John Cena than freaking Theory. It just made me look at that and be like, damn, Grayson Waller really is to me, I'm really high up on Grayson Waller. And I feel like Grayson Waller is essentially what WWE thinks Austin Theory is, or what they want him to be. I think that if you were to swap them spots right now, and you put the U.S. title on Grayson Waller, way more captivating, way more interesting. Every week would be I'd be looking forward to what he has to say, who he's gonna talk shit to, who's gonna feud with him. That'd be interesting for me. So I just got to give another Stocks Rising to my boy. He's kicking ass, man. He hasn't even had a match yet.
And we've talked about Grayson Waller over the last couple weeks, and I've been coming around as I've seen more.
I'm a fan.
The Grayson Waller effect has been a very good addition to SmackDown. It's been useful. It hasn't just been a thing that happens. It actually has some meaning to
it. It's been furthering storylines.
Yeah, exactly. And this week's Grayson Waller effect is going to have Edge. I think we're probably getting towards the end here. So
tier.
Yeah, big time.
Damn.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens, what's talked about. I bet Grayson Waller's going to call Edge like an old bitch or something.
Yeah.
And maybe set up a feud with Edge going somewhere.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. It'd be a good way to get Grayson Waller over on Edge's way out, if that's what they decide to do. And I also want to issue an apology to Grayson Waller. And I was like, you gotta wrestle. I didn't know he had a broken fucking leg.
I forgot that entirely.
That's my bad.
Because I actually watched that. That was one of the rare NXTs I watched. So I knew that happened. I completely forgot. So yeah.
I had no idea. So my bad on that one. I would definitely like to see Grayson Waller keep doing stuff.
Yeah. Keep doing stuff. I got a little bonus Stocks Rising here for a legend. Bonus. Shout out to Natty, though. I had zero negative probably expectations for her match with Rhea, considering how the past matches have gone. Also considering how Natty's career has typically gone. Mm-hmm. She's typically like somebody you have a match with and you beat her up. She maybe hits a sharpshooter in the match.
Yep.
That's a Natty match.
To be fair, this time she had about 5.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny, watching Raw while I'm on Twitter scrolling with soon to be Threads. Watching Raw while I'm scrolling, people are saying match just started. They're like, all right, this match has already gone too long. All right, this match is already too long, longer than I expected. When it was 2 minutes long, because we expect Rhea to win. But then, as the match is going, the discussion kind of changes to like, damn, okay, this match is pretty all right, to damn, that was a fucking good ass match. I watched that match. I shit you not. I immediately, when the match ended, I was like, damn, that was my favorite match of the night. It was just a really good match whole way through, super entertaining, pretty brutal. And wow, damn, like, I'm just so surprised that Natty put on a banger in 2023 versus Rhea. And I will say this, that is something that both of them needed. Natty needed that because, like we spoke about before, she always loses, which she still lost, but at least this time she, got some of the believable competition there. And another thing is Rhea needed this because she hasn't had any sort of real, any sort of competition. Like, her whole reign has just been like coasting through. I'm going to smack some ass. I'm going to kill some people, no big deal. I'm going to smack some people, get the pin, get the W. No big deal. Nothing's been a struggle. It was nice to see her struggle for once and actually have a match.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I, again, like you, I had no expectations going into that one about what was going to happen. And that match was like, Natty again, really? They just have no ideas. And then she put on a show. Like, she really did. I mean, she is a seasoned veteran. She knows how to do this. And she just hasn't, in my opinion, been given the opportunity to do this properly.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy for Natty that she got to have a good match like that on TV. And yeah, she deserved it. And again, like we keep talking about, we really need some storylines for these women's belts. I think probably on SmackDown this week, we will get some more storyline for the, Women's World Championship. Couldn't remember what it was called. Or no, I still got it wrong.
Did you?
I think so.
I think it's the Women's World Championship.
No, I think I have it backwards. No, I don't. Yeah, it's the Women's World Championship on SmackDown.
I told you.
WWE Women's Championship on Raw, but they called it the World Championship on Raw, which is why I'm confused. This belt nomenclature is not good. Why don't they just name it after the show it's on? What?
That would make sense. Change the belts back.
Or just make it somewhat different. Like, we have the World Heavyweight Championship and the undisputed WWE Universal title.
That's such a mouthful.
Yeah, I know. I think we're going to start seeing some storyline stuff on SmackDown. I think it's going to lead to a triple threat, Asuka, Charlotte, and Bianca at SummerSlam for that one, and possibly a cash in from Io at the end. And I think for Raw with Rhea, they've got to find somebody to push her for that belt.
Yeah.
But a lot of storylines are still occupied, and I don't think we're going to get a lot of these storylines resolved until SummerSlam, which is my next Talk Rising, because I think it's going to be a big turning point for a lot of belts. Let's start going in there, with the women's kind of division. I think SummerSlam, we're going to have a gimmick match between Becky and Trish to finally end that. I could see it being a women's Hell in a Cell. Wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me either. That'd be good.
We've got the storyline on SmackDown. That'll be the Asuka, Charlotte, Bianca kind of deal going on. And then I think we're going to have something with the tag titles too. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Pretty Deadly rematch for the tag titles.
Yes, boy.
Yes, boy. Cause honestly, I thought they were going to win it on that SmackDown before Money in the Bank. Mm-hmm. I really thought it was going to happen, and haven't seen anything about what's going on with Kevin Owens. He definitely actually hurt his ankle because he finished that match without his shoe on because I think it was pressing on his ankle too hard. So I think we could see something going on with the tag titles. Also, I'm not done with that story with Sammy and Kevin, but a lot of the internet wrestling community seems to be getting kind of bored with it. How are you feeling about the tag belts?
I mean, I don't have anything against them having it because right now I don't see anybody else who would immediately take it from them. But, if they were to build up a tag team that were worthy adversaries, I wouldn't be against it, because I'm not necessarily tired of the Sammy KO thing, but it feels like we haven't gotten any, just any meaningful development, I would say.
Nothing new.
Yeah, there's been no meaningful developments. They've just been, all right, we're good now, and we're tagging, and we're fun, and you like us. But, I haven't had any sort of, story, I guess.
Yeah. Intercontinental belt, already talked about that. U.S. title, definitely. If it doesn't change at SummerSlam or before, I don't even know what to say about that belt anymore. I honestly have no idea.
The IC?
Yeah, the IC.
Oh, okay.
And after that, I think we start getting into the women's tag division. What did you think about the tag team turmoil, or whatever the fuck they called it on Raw?
The tag team turmoil. I tuned out a little bit during the tag team turmoil.
So did the crowd.
So I guess that means something. I caught little pieces here and there. What's that new tag team that they're really fucking good in the ring? What's their name again? Katana something?
Oh, KC Squared?
Yeah, them. Okay.
Caden Carter and Katana Chance.
Yes, they're fucking good, man. They're entertaining.
That one girl is so small.
Yeah, dude, it's really funny. I saw her, she was outside, right next to the ropes, right? And her head is level with the ropes.
I know.
I was saying to Janie, I was like, damn, she's short. And she's like, don't you dare. And I'm like, she's like, well, how short is she? And I'm like, let me Google it.
She's 5 foot flat.
Yeah, Janie's 1 inch taller, so I felt bad.
No, I mean, but it's just when you're looking at professional wrestlers, most of the, even the shorter women in the women's division are 5'7".
Yeah.
And then she's 5 foot.
It's 5 foot.
You put her next to Raquel Rodriguez and you're like, whoop, that's bananas.
Yeah, she looks so tiny. But yeah, I tuned out of that match. As always, it's nice to see, what's her name? Karen gimmick.
Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green. I love watching her, man.
Yeah, I when they were starting it, I kind of thought they weren't going to make it all the way through. I'm glad they did. They are the most put together outside of KC Squared. We got to see a little bit of Indy Hartwell on Raw. Wrestled her first match since her injury.
Yeah.
What was surprising about that?
Just that we got to see her on Raw, as well as Candice LeRae. Yep.
they did some tag stuff on NXT when they were together down there. Mm-hmm. Kind of that whole group of Candice and Johnny Gargano and Indy, Dexter Lumis, and Ciampa. They were all palling it up.
Yeah, too bad they got rid of Steph DeLander. I don't remember what her name was in NXT, but she was good too.
I don't know who she is.
Oh, she was good. She was good.
Okay. It was weird, the whole Nikki Cross thing, being wanting to tag with Candice and Candice being oh no, I'm with Indy. Mm. And then Candice getting kicked and then Nikki abandoning the worst name in WWE, Emma, and being are you okay? Are you okay? And Emma's being I need a tag here, mate. It was, I didn't get it at all. And then, Tegan Knox and whoever she was partnered with got eliminated during the commercial break.
Oh, it was,
yikes.
It was, oh lordy. She everybody's upset because she never gets a shot. And she was on NXT. What was her name?
Couldn't remember.
Hair. Oh,
Dana Brooke.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, her. She got eliminated during commercial break.
They got eliminated during the picture-in-picture during commercial.
Disrespectful, man. She just keeps getting shit on, and I kind of feel bad at this point.
But the real tag team story, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, that shit was good, man. That shit, I actually like that.
You put here that the stock falling is your Ronda hate.
Yeah.
My Ronda hate is staying right where it is. That's not stock falling.
Well, hey, my Ronda hate is falling, okay? My Ronda hate is falling, and this is why. Can I tell you why?
Yeah, sure. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
I'm going to argue with you.
That's fair. It's because I rarely am compelled by anything Ronda does in the ring or promo-wise or anything. To see Shayna come out, talk that shit. What? By the way, Shayna, like, I think, did you put this bonus in here, or is that me that put that in there?
Cooked her.
Did you put that in there?
That.
Because I feel the same way. Shayna absolutely cooked Ronda. Like, that was a great little segment, and she just, like, went the fuck in and said everything that, like, people say online.
All of us feel. Yeah. All of us feel this way. She started it off with the, I'm gonna come out here because no one wants to hear you talk anyway. Mm-hmm. So true, baby. So true. I have no interest in a word coming out of her mouth.
All right, facts. Yeah. No, that was amazing. And that's part of the reason why my hate's down, because I'm actually compelled by the story. There's some realistic stuff here. I think Ronda and Shayna are good friends. So I think the chemistry, for one, is finally there for a Ronda match. Maybe we can get some good, slapping around. By the way, when they had their little fight there, it seemed pretty physical and it was pretty convincing. Mm-hmm. So that's what got me excited. And I feel like, if Ronda were to deliver, it's going to be now when she gets to work with her friend, somebody who she's close with, comfortable with. And I think it's going to be good for wrestling fans and for her. Good send off if she truly is leaving. Finally have a little, just something I care about rather than being upset that she's involved. I think this works.
That's the only part of this Ronda thing that's my hate falling, is that she's finally had some fucking self-awareness to say, oh, no one likes me. I guess I'm going to leave. Thank God. Like, oh God, Ronda Rousey. If I had to choose between Ronda Rousey and Austin Theory being off WWE television forever, it's easily Ronda Rousey for me.
That's a great question.
It's not even a great question because it's easily Ronda Rousey.
I haven't got a compelling Austin Theory story yet, though, and I'm excited about this one. So then she's got a leg up on Austin for me.
Whatever. Yeah. Bonus Dog Rising for Shayna for absolutely murdering Ronda on the mic.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I'm wondering if they're going to break out the old fight pit for their blow off match.
That'd be interesting.
Or maybe it'll just be like a no DQ, no holds barred, no rope breaks.
Or maybe a submission match. Got tap
out.
That'd be good. I'd like a submission match between those two. You know how they like to do that.
So will we call it a submission match or an I Quit match like they did with Charlotte?
I think either one would hit.
I hate the I Quit matches in WWE because the ref has like a microphone. They're like trying to figure out what to do with the whole time. And then they're like, do you quit? No, fuck off. What?
Wait, are you sure you don't quit?
Yeah,
all right, maybe a submission match so then we could just see him tap instead of having to worry about the microphone.
Let's do that.
I forgot that I hate that as well.
That's like the one thing that sticks out in my mind is from when they had that I Quit match and Charlotte was like, I'm not quitting. It just reminded me of like Leonardo DiCaprio and the Wolf of Wall Street. I am fucking leaving. Anyway, more hate. AEW has kind of sucked lately. So last week they got Vinced. This past week, I was up for more wrestling after Money in the Bank. I was like, yeah, I can go for some more. Watched Collision. Wish I hadn't. And the ratings reflected that. It was their 3 weeks in a row. They're down again. Under 500,000 viewers, which is live. I mean, I think again, a lot of people are probably going to be watching Collision, not on Saturday night. It also was pre-recorded, so the spoilers were out there. So, not a huge need for people to watch it live on Saturday at 8 p.m. We'll see what happens this weekend. CM Punk is back in action, facing Samoa Joe, but I think they have too many competing storylines, whereas WWE does a good job of balancing storylines where you don't have a whole bunch of things that should all be at the top of your card. Do you know what I'm saying with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so important to have things separated so like importance and where things lie. It's not confusing.
Yeah. So like, for example, they have the big storyline is the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite, which they've announced they blood and guts for Boston in like 2 weeks or something. Maybe that's next week. I don't remember. Who cares? And I think we're getting to the kind of the breaking point for this BCC Elite feud. We need to really be done with it. And I'm really hoping Blood and Guts does that. And then because they're doing this tour of Canada right now, they're continuing the Owen Hart men's and women's tournaments. This makes sense. I'm fine with this. I thought the tournaments were good last year, but when you have that BCC Elite and then you also have this Owen Hart men's and women's tournament going on, makes it tough to figure out, okay, what's actually the main event? What has impact? Oh, this is essentially a mid-card tournament that has some main eventers in it. You know, it's moving stuff around. And then we have this blind eliminator tag team tournament. I think I told you about this, where they're like randomly throwing people together.
Yep. You told me about that.
Yeah. So like Adam Cole and MJF, the world champion and the world champion's last challenger, are a tag team. Now, to be fair, on AEW Dynamite this week, the MJF and Adam Cole segment was the best part of the show. It was hilarious. They beat one of the Butcher and the Blade and Daddy Magic, I think, pretty quickly. And then it was Adam Cole's birthday. So MJF had a whole bunch of like security people come out with a cake and party hats, and they were putting party hats on the people in the first row right behind, the ring. And then he put one on Adam Cole. He sang him happy birthday like Marilyn Monroe sang it to JFK.
Oh my God.
It was so good.
Did you see him pop into Adam Cole's Twitch?
Oh, and that's the other thing with this like little thing. He keeps doing this.
That's hilarious.
Like he keeps,
that's
and
good.
Like what he's doing is he's doing the like super sub or whatever it is, where like, so he sends like $50 or whatever. So Adam Cole has to read his message. And so he's like, thank you for the super sub. Max from Long Island. It's
so funny.
So good.
That's really good.
And then I think it was Dynamite the week before, but like Roderick Strong was talking to Adam Cole being like, you can't trust this guy. You can't trust this. You can't trust him at all. He's not a good dude. And then MJF comes up. He's like, hey, Adam. Hey, generic white guy. Like, it's so funny. So it's a very good odd couple pairing. Cause like MJF is clearly lonely and then wants to, have a friend. Have you also seen the stuff with MJF and his cat?
Yes. Yep.
I love this.
MJF is such a funny dude, man.
He's so good. Like, I really like what we're seeing out of MJF here because, like, yeah, he is the heel technically, but he's doing this like weird face thing. Like even during the match, it was like face in peril kind of stuff. Like. Like MJF here, like I'm on his Twitter, like quote tweeting someone who was like, "Can't he wrestle more often?" Toxic fandom, all caps. You wrestle, bud. It hurts. You abandon your cat. You people disgust me. Like it's so funny. Like I never thought that I would be over on MJF like this, as I was getting a little bored of him with the world title, and I'm just when I thought I was out, I am all the way back in, baby.
The great ones can do that.
But overall, there's too much going on AEW. The blind tag stuff, like we've got Matt Hardy with Jeff Jarrett now, and I don't know. There's so much weirdness going on with it. But anyway, next stock falling.
Red Kane. That's all I gotta say. Red Kane is stock falling. Red Kane is stock falling. We don't mess around with Red Canes. This is a Blue Cane podcast. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the Blue Canes out there. I had seen this on Twitter, and I don't know why. I like weird stuff, weird internet stuff. And there's like it looks like an indie promotion, and there's a guy named Red Kane, and he's got like snow that falls down when he comes out. I watched the match. It looks like you linked the YouTube video there. Is that what that is?
I am going to link it in the show notes, and it is from Spinebuster Media.
Oh, I wanted to say that part. Come on, man.
Okay, go ahead and say it. Cut mine out.
Guys, it's from Spinebuster Media from the UK. No, I'm gonna keep both. Now they get shouted out twice. But thanks y'all for uploading that. That's a beautiful thing. I'm gonna use a little clip of that video, or maybe a couple, for a little something we're posting on YouTube. You know, I'm starting to try to, as we mentioned last week, post some YouTube content. So we'll see. It's just going to be a short little comedy skit, but you know how we rocking. So shout out to the Blue Canes. We don't mess with Red Canes. Y'all know how we rocking.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Final stock falling. Twitter finally has a competitor. So Twitter is on its way down. Mm-hmm. Elon, you fucked it, mate.
You see he's trying to sue? You seen that?
No, I did not see that.
Oh, yeah, boy, they're trying to sue. He's claiming that they are, what did he say? Stealing trade secrets and stuff, and apparently like hired maybe some old Twitter employees, to which I think Meta is denying.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have fired all of them.
That's exactly what I said.
You fucking idiot.
And then he tweeted about it. He actually tweeted about it, and he said, competition is fine, cheating is not, or something like that. It's all over Threadit. Y'all know how we thread it.
Oh my god.
The threadsters are all threading it.
Bro, so sorry that you spent $44 billion on something, made it basically unusable, and then told your users, I'm going to limit what you can see. Fuck y'all. Go find something else to do.
Yeah.
Guess what we're doing? Yeah, we're going to find something else to do.
Exactly.
If you don't want your app to work, you don't want your website to work, we're going to find one that does. And I said this in our group chat. If Blue Sky and Mastodon and all these other fucking things that have been trying to compete with Twitter were smart, they would have opened up, they would have made basically a Twitter 2.0 so that everyone could just go, okay, Elon doesn't want us, we're going to leave.
That's what it seems like they're trying to do here. And I think
Mark Zuckerberg did it.
Yeah. Because like everybody, it's like the perfect time. Everybody's sick of it. You know what I mean? It's open. We could all just go try it. Now, granted, it's not perfect. We have our gripes. There's a lot of stuff missing that I assume will be added later.
My big issues with it, there's no following timeline. There's no chronological timeline. The way that I use Twitter is I only use my following. I do not go on the For You page. I fucking hate it. I do not want the algorithm telling me what to see. I just stay on my timeline and I start from where I am and I scroll up till I get to the top of it. And then I refresh.
I use a little bit of both.
That's fair. You know, to each his own. I do not like when I have to scroll downward into like further back in time. I don't like that at all. Especially if I'm watching an event or I'm like behind on something. I want to see what's happening in chronological order.
Facts.
I don't want to see Io Sky wins and then scroll down five tweets and then see, oh my God, Io Sky is handcuffing Bailey and Becky. That does nothing for me. Like I want to see it how it happens. I want to see the reactions, how it was happening. So we got to get some stuff fixed.
Hold on. I got something I need to spit out for the airwaves real quick. You got your complaint out. Let me get mine out, boy. Shut up. I'm talking. I need a trending topic list. When I use Twitter, I'm always checking like the trending topics. Like, I'll check it when I sign on and I'll see like, ooh, who's that trending? Bray. What's going on with Bray? And then I pull up all the tweets and I'm like, oh, all these rumors are going on. I need that. Give me that.
I do something similar. I think that is one of the kind of the main selling points of Twitter's original platform, which would make sense on why they haven't implemented something like that right away. And I think, you know, Zuckerberg's not an idiot. Like, as much as we would love him to be dumb, he isn't. There's a reason he's held on to this one. He hasn't pushed this out until now. Because I think he saw Elon Musk buy Twitter, make dumb changes, and he told his engineers and the people he hired probably from Twitter after their NDAs ran out, hey, I want to build basically a competitor. It's going to be linked through Instagram. So you have an existing account, you have an existing follow and follower list. Like, that's one thing I like is like, I've easily been able to just jump over there. I'm not starting from 0-0. I'm starting from 2020, you know, but still, it's a nice base to start from.
Yes.
So he's smart in the sense that he waited until Twitter fully broke to say, yeah, push it out.
Yep.
Hit the green button.
Great timing.
And, oh yeah, this is where I was going with this. He's not dumb. If he was going to have any legal liability, Elon can sue. He absolutely can. He has every right to sue. Say, you just basically copied my product that I own. Sure, go ahead. But Zuck can say, no, it's actually just an extension of my Instagram platform on another app that's text-based instead of photo-based. Which that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Instagram has its Explore tab, which is more of like a For You kind of market page. And Demetri, I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually do get a trending topics page, especially if Twitter does sync further.
Yep.
I mean, I think I saw last night before I went to sleep that they had 8 million users in 4 hours of launch or something.
Yeah, it was a crazy number. They got up to 10 at some point in time, and now it's growing and growing and growing. So very quick.
Yeah. So it's, I think it's the first real Twitter competitor that we've seen.
Absolutely.
And it'll be interesting to see how it continues.
Definitely.
All right. Anyway, it's dinner time. Thank you all for listening. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Let Me Pod to You. We'll start getting thread stuff in here soon if that's the way things are going. You can follow Demetri at Demetri Talks. You can find me if you want at We Hate Jacob, but not on threads because some fucking idiot has We Hate Jacob on Instagram and it hasn't been used in 7 years.
God damn it.
Please give us a review on your chosen podcast platform. We're on every major network. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.